he rolled out of the way, trying to dodge the steel ball flying at him, and it impacted the concrete ceiling of Barrett Tower, cracking into it, sending out spidering fractures in it, spreading out. Suddenly, all his attention was on that steel ball. I rushed in, making a beeline for him. Unfortunately, he noticed me right before I lashed out, swinging a hook. He dodged to the right. However, unfortunately for him, in evading me, he completely forgot about the ball. It shot up from the concrete ceiling of the Barrett Tower, bolting for him, slamming him in the back. And I wasn't too courageous to take advantage of it, moving in and swinging another blow right to his gut. I could feel the impact in my knuckles as my fist drove into his sternum. The impact sent him reeling back, sliding on the pavement of the concrete ceiling. But before he could even get bearing of himself, that steel ball was flying at him again. He dodged, but only just. But I had no intentions on giving him a rest break. One attack after another, mixing that flying steel ball with direct attacks from me. He was completely on edge. Trying to evade me was easy, but adding in that little steel ball completely changed the game. Suddenly, it was like a 2-on-1 fight. Every time he evaded the ball, he got hit by me. Every time he evaded me, he got hit by the ball. And every impact felt oh so satisfying. Hitting him with jabs, uppercuts, knees to the gut. Eventually, the steel ball landed a hit on the back of his leg, taking him off his feet. But before he could even hit the ground, I was already there. With a massive downward swing, I drove his head right into the concrete. Bones cracking. Yeah, he felt that. At this point, he was bleeding pretty badly. I grabbed him by that cheesy leather jacket, with my left hand pulling my right back to swing another punch. "Hey, Tin Man!" I heard announced from nearby. I looked over to see the short stack, Flash they called him, standing by the hostages. "I'm not gonna lie, I'm impressed. Seems there's more to you than just a suit of armor. You seem to be taking my friend Pinky there for quite a ride. But I'm afraid things have become complicated because of you. This whole thing was supposed to be very simple, but out of nowhere, some metal maniac has to make things complicated. But that's okay. We can make things simple again. You came all the way up here to play the hero, didn't you? Well, then it'd be a shame for all these nice people to die, wouldn't it?" he said, cocking a wicked grin in my direction. "No," I thought to myself as I saw him reaching his arm out, and with a solid push, sending one of the hostages over. They were all roped together. After the first one went, it just started pulling one after another over the edge. "Damn it," I thought to myself, bolting the direction. It was too late. They were already falling. No, I want to stop these guys. But those people's lives aren't a price I'm willing to pay. So I run straight past that short jack-off, him grinning as I pass, jumping straight over the edge after the hostages. I didn't even think about it. And before I had time to think, I was already in the air, rapidly falling from 55 stories up. I could see the hostages falling ahead of me, the rope, the connection between them making them flail wildly in different directions. It seemed very unpredictable. I could hear them all screaming, all no doubt expecting that these were going to be their last moments. I'll be damned if they're gonna be right about it, though. The steel ball I had followed me off of the roof. Thinking quick, I extended it, shifting it into liquid, making it form a chain, reaching out and latching onto the legs of one of the people as they fell. I began to pull. I couldn't pull too hard. I didn't want to hurt them, but I had to make it quick, so there might be some pain involved in it. After a moment, I managed to get hold of the first one. The ropes between them were fairly short, so after that, it became fairly easy to manipulate the chain, moving it to the last one in the list, the last one attached to the ropes. By pulling him in, I was able to move all the others into a close proximity to me. Damn it, I thought to myself. The ground is closing in way too fast. There's just no time. What do I do? Looking over to Barrett Tower, I reached out trying to grip into the side of the concrete tower, but it was no use. Even with my strength, there were 6 people. My fingers tore grooves into the concrete siding as I slid down, which didn't seem to be slowing us at all. Damn it, I need more. I need to slow us down more. Focusing, I extended the fingers in my gauntlets into bladed edges, digging even farther into the concrete. It was beginning to slow us a bit, but it still was nowhere near enough. The ground still rapidly closing in, like a countdown clock to the moment these 6 people die. My heart felt like it was going to explode, pounding so fast I could barely hear the rhythm anymore. I need more. Damn it! From the shoulders of my armor, I extend out large metallic hooks, slamming them into the concrete. Still a little more would slow. It wasn't enough. We were still moving way too fast, and the ground getting way too close. There was only a few seconds now before the impact, so I gave it everything I had, producing spikes from my chest piece, my feet, my knees, digging everything I had into the concrete walls of the Barrett Tower, tearing chunks of concrete as I slid down, sparks flying out, concrete dust and bits of stone. Slow down, I thought, over and over again. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Digging my knees, my feet, my hands, everything in as hard as I possibly could, feeling the weight of 6 lives pulling down on me, hearing that world-consuming sound of grinding stone and steel, blaring out all the other sounds, even the wind. Stop. Slow down, I thought, until suddenly I noticed it. My movement had come to a stop. As I got bearing myself, my heart still pounding in my chest, I looked around, finding that I had finally pulled us to a stop. I couldn't have been more than 20 feet above the floor, 20 feet away from the base of Barrett Tower, dangling there with 6 people strapped to me. As I looked out and around, I saw the glaring lights of countless squad cars parked around Barrett Tower. Hundreds of onlookers staring up at us hanging from the side of the building. I could see groups of reporters, it looked like, outside the building with cameras, shouting into microphones, people looking on in astonishment. Oh, thank God. Well, I stopped these people from becoming sidewalk decorations, but I still have to get those guys. The people that were affixed to me were attached through the chain that I made. So slowly, I began to extend that chain down, lowering them down to the base level, the sidewalk outside of Barrett Tower. It was a difficult task. I didn't want to expend any of the steel I was using to hold us in place. Even a 20-foot drop might seriously hurt these people, especially bound together so they can't catch themselves. So I had to take my time, pull from the limited amount of steel I had left on my armor. But finally they reached the ground. When they did, I pulled back all the steel hooks and barbs that I had been digging into the side of the tower, pushing my feet off the side wall, flying back several feet so that I wouldn't land on them. Cops were still shouting, telling me to get on the ground. As I retracted the barbs, reforging the armor around me, luckily they didn't start shooting, because a good portion of my body had become exposed, but my identity was still safe. But that and took off into Barrett Tower, back after the men on the